shared road.
Yeah.
And
no,
I mean, if they can walk through your area whenever it suits them, but when you put a sash on and blow a flute or play a drum, you're not welcome. I mean, if they want peace, and they're going around saying they want peace, but if they really wanted peace, they would sort this out. So it just goes to show you they don't want peace at any cost.
They don't. I mean, the one thing that really grips my peas is you've got these two groups, your Garth and your Cara, and they're basically dictating what's happening. And I find it funny because we've got elected representatives on, we've got nationalist elected representatives and we've got unionist elected representatives. These two groups aren't elected by anyone. They're not elected representatives, they're not politicians, but they're being given the kind of same platform as an elected representative. They're getting viewed as political opponents, and that's incorrect.
You see, when they're giving people money, the British government's throwing money at these people. It's just there's no other way around it.
Yeah.
They're throwing money at them, and at the end of the day, people have a right to walk up and down. Now, there's ordinary Catholics in that Ardoyne who would rather see it go up and down and get it over with.
Yeah.
But there's people there who keep pushing and pushing. Oh, you can't pass our streets. Well, we're not passing any of their streets. There's about a half a dozen houses on that road, if there is that.
Yeah. Now, in your opinion, George, is there a resolution to this before this year's 12th of July?
I can't see it, to tell you the truth. No. Because nobody wants to give in. Cara doesn't want to give in. And Garth doesn't want to give in. Because they don't want to be seen of we'll let you away with this. But if Cara says yes, we let you up and down the road, what are you going to give us?
So it's one of those ones there.
And then Garth's going to turn around and say, well, you're not getting up the road. We're going to put thousands on the street.
Yeah.
But what we need now up there is we need to bring the people back on board and let the people decide. People need to come up there and support the lodges and the bands. Because if they don't come back to support, but it's not really coming back with support. It's coming back to show them what their history is all about and their loyalism.
Yeah. I mean, would you say that support for the camp is dwindling? Because that's a question that I've been asked personally, by... Regimental Blues are going over to Man It for another week on the 27th of this month, and that's a question that I've been asked this week. Is support for it dwindling? And it's probably best directed to someone that's from there, and lives and breathes it every day.
It does go down, Don't get me wrong. I mean, people can't stand to stay there every day, every night.
Of course.
For years. But we need people to come out and say for other people to take a break. But that doesn't happen. Because a lot of people now, they've just, let's put it this way, the police are just turning around now and harassing people. And the government don't want to do nothing about it. I mean, people over here, I'm over in England at the minute, and people turn around and say to me, oh, it's all quiet over there, and I says, no, it's not quiet. There was 2 shootings the other night. See, the people over here don't realise what's going on because they keep it out of the media.
Yeah.
If the people over here knew what was going on and had the money that the government's paying, the people over there, they would soon get a knock at the door and saying, here, enough's enough,
Well, I think everyone would agree with you there, especially the BBC News, who broke earlier on today saying that the Northern Ireland terror threat level was raised in Britain again.
Well, there you are.
So it was moderate, George. As of yesterday, it was moderate, and today it's substantial. So they've raised it. So it's obviously not all quiet, isn't it?
It's do you know what I mean? People say it's the trouble's ended. The trouble will never end. Because how can you beat terrorism? You can't.
No, you can't.
Because you don't know who they are.
I mean,
some of them, yes, but other ones you don't.
Well, I mean, when you've got a British Prime Minister that comes out and says to the world media that Britain won't negotiate with terrorists, and then that's exactly what you do with Republican terrorists, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth.
Well, it shows you in England too. Didn't they bring a Muslim Lord Mayor in
That's right. Yes.
And
What's his name? Sadiq Khan.
He's standing on a platform with one terrorist.
That's right. That's acceptable in Britain now. Britain 2016. That's acceptable.
But it's not acceptable anywhere.
No, it's not. In our eyes, it's absolutely not. But in someone's eyes, it is.
Once they get their feet under the door, they'll just push their way straight in, and then they'll do what they want to do.
Yeah. We can only do what we do and hope that we're doing right, isn't it? It's just one of them things, whether you be a peaceful protest or you're on kind of the other side of the fence, and you believe there's different ways to go about it. We can only do what we can do to combat these Republicans all over the UK. But the Tweddell situation, you've already said that if it's the 12th of July fast approaching, you can't see any resolve by then. Who do you think needs to make the first move in terms of kind of engagement? Because when I was over there, when I stood up on that platform, I basically says to everyone that was gathering that night that, to me, looking in, the politicians are doing nothing. The most I seen the politicians through that week was when they were climbing up a ladder, putting their face on a lamppost asking to be elected, and you say to yourself, is it a bit cheeky? Is it not? You do absolutely kind of nothing, or very little.
You see, all you have to do is look around the whole of Northern Ireland. They took down Old Park Road Police Station, Springfield Road, North Queen Street. It was just three at the minute. When they pulled them police stations down, what did they do? They put houses on it. They knocked houses down around the Shankill Road. How many did they put up? Very few. Mm-hmm. So what's the politicians doing there? They're doing nothing for the people. You know what I mean? They need to stand up and be counted. It's no use coming on an election day, we do this, we need to do that, and then forget about it. Because that's all they'll ever do. When anybody asks them about Tweddell, they'll turn around and say, "Oh, we're working hard." Well, it's 3 years now. How hard do you need to work?
I agree. I absolutely agree with you. I mean, the whole thing with Tweddell, they've said that the policing costs they're said to be over 20 million. In the same sentence, they're using the words about equality and shared space. But then, if there was equality, well, for instance, if there was a scenario where there was equality and there was a shared space, then 20 million wouldn't need to be spent with it.
No, well, I'll give you an example. I know plenty of people who you'll see, well, on the 12th of July, for instance, and I'm not talking about just in Belfast, I'm talking about the whole of Northern Ireland. How many Catholic folk are out there earning a crust on the backs of Protestant people? Mm-hmm. And nobody bothers them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So therefore, and then there's that fella who was shot in Ardoyne.
Yeah,
well, they shot him in the leg. And they had a mass for him in the chapel, and the Orange Men decided we'll not have a parade that night of a mark of respect.
Yeah.
So if we can show them a mark of respect, why can't they show us respect?
Because it's well, obviously they're not going to, they don't want to. It's inequality at its finest.
No, it all boils down to republicanism. They want Britain out, but we're not prepared to let Britain go out.
No, absolutely.
We're British we're British just the same as anybody else. Scotland, Wales, and the whole lot. We're all the same, and we're not giving our country for what they want.
Well, one last thing for you, George. Obviously, the elections have just happened over in Northern Ireland. Stormont is back to work as of kind of this week. Do you foresee the Tweddell situation being top of the list for the unionist politicians?
No. See when Tweddell first came on the scene and they reconvened in Parliament, mm-hmm. We went up and we sat in a gallery. And I can assure you that this day I was mortified to see unionists crawling to the sinners. Oh, we're voting you against the DUP. You see, our politicians, we've lost a plot with our politicians because all our politicians do, everybody wants to be a leader. Everybody wants to be a general. Instead of just turning around and saying, right, let's all amalgamate into one big party. But they won't do that.
No.
And that's where we're lost, and that's where we're lost in the fight.
Yeah, well, we're fractured, aren't we? There's too many fractures in the community, and that makes us weak.
Oh, you know, see, before the next election comes up, you'll see another two parties coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, I dare
You know what I mean?
will. That seems to be the way of it just now.
Well, that's all. We don't need any more. We need a party that's going to fight for us.
Yeah, not just one that promises and that.
No, not going to promise this and promise that, and then turn around and say, oh, well, we can't do that, we can't do that. But if Sinn Féin can get away with it, why can't the Protestants get away with it?
Yeah, no, I hear you, mate, I hear you. Well, George, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, mate. I do hope that you guys get up the road before the 12th of July. We are over 1,000 days now, policing cost over 20 million. That's absolutely not the fault of the Orange Men or the bands or the Tweddell camp. It's basically, in my opinion, it's a result of inequality.
Well, just before you go, another wee thing I would like to want to put out, let the people judge for themselves. On every Loyalist parade, you'll see the police walking behind and front of bands and lodges. In Republican areas, that doesn't happen. Now, what is the difference? Now, I've asked politicians that, and they turn around and say, that's the police's job. But it's a politician's job to ask these questions, why they let that happen.
Yeah.
You see, nobody will answer that.
No, well, I've never heard it being answered, but I've heard it being asked a fair number of times. The evidence is there; it's all online. The police know the evidence exists. It's some Republican police. There's not one police officer.
No.
Other ones there's very, very few, but they're not out in the street. They're maybe sitting in their Land Rovers. Two-tier policing, George.
Well, two-tier. I'll give you another example. On the Easter parade, on the Falls Road, back a year ago, we had people on the ground who actually seen the boys in the black trousers, white shirt, and black tie going up to the police and tell them you'll have to move now. The parade's coming, and the police walked away down the bottom of the road.
I can believe it.
And that's the truth, and I know them. I know the fella who's seen it.
That's unreal. Unreal but believable.
People don't understand it, and it's about time people open their eyes up. But people going to court for stupid things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's too much of it, mate. There's too much inequality being shown. Two-tier policing, talking about Northern Ireland. There is too much, but then you say to yourself, where are the answers going to be provided from? Who's going to make change? Where can change be made? But focusing on Tweddell, I think we all just really hope for a resolve sooner rather than later, because we're already, like I said, over 1,000 days, and it can't be turning into another situation that we've seen previously.
Well, you see, what they're trying to do is, and it's plain as if nose in your face, they're trying to stop the Ardoin parade. They're trying to stop the morning parade as well. Now, once that happens, mark my words on it, you'll not get up and down that road.
No.
Now, what they'll do is then they'll move on to Clifton Street, and then they move over to East Belfast. So where do you go then?
Well, they'll just keep on going and going, won't they? Just keep on going and going until there's nothing else.
Till they push the Protestants out, and it's not going to happen because the people won't do it.
No,
People's had enough. And they can't take no more.
People are starting to have enough. I mean, we can see that. We can definitely see that. But George, thanks very much for your time tonight, mate.
That's all right, Kurt.
I'll fire the music back on, take a wee break. But I appreciate you phoning in the PO Community Radio. George, you take care.
Right,
thank you.
Catch you later. Right, good luck. Bye.
Cheers, bye.
Call now on 0141 416 1690.
Well, there's a famous painting now that everybody knows. It stands upon the gable wall over a sandy road, in memory of King William and the brethren who did join. They fought for our deliverance at the Battle of the Boyne. King Billy's on the wall, King Billy's on the wall, He stands so high.